Hello, everyone. First off, I would like to send a shout out to our tech team for the great music they played introing into our virtual event and for all the behind the scenes work that they put into making these virtual events work. So a special thank you. Hi from a very sunny day where I live in Bothell, Washington. Thank you so much for taking your time to join our Oceania travel event today. I'm Janet Anderson, and I've spent my entire career in the travel business, and I'm thrilled to be your moderator today for two of many reasons. Number one, I love travel advisors, and they are the very finest in the industry, and those advisors who have invited you today to join the special virtual event, and I'm proud to be a part of that team, and a very special thank you to them. Your travel advisor has always been key in helping with vacation plans, and now more than ever, that holds true. Reason number two, I love cruising. I've been in the business over 40 years, and the ease of visiting places throughout the world when on board is another reason to just love all the different types of cruises that we can enjoy. I've been fortunate to take many cruises over the years, with Oceania being a true favorite. When I boarded the Oceania Marina a few years back, it was an immediate at-home feeling with a small ship atmosphere, but with all the amenities of a true vacation, relaxed, yet having the opportunity to enjoy being on board while visiting places that I'd always wanted to travel to. Before we move to the event, a little bit of housekeeping. You are all muted and your webcams are turned off. We'd rather see you than us, but we have so many people joining us today that we are having all the webcams off, except for with our presenters. If you have technical difficulties, the old tried and true will help. Log out, reboot your computer, and log back in, and generally it will always work. This broadcast is being recorded, this event, and you will be receiving a follow-up email tomorrow with the recording, as well as a special offer in joining the event today. Also, please put your questions in the question box. At the end of the presentation, we will answer the questions. If we don't get to all the questions, your travel advisor will get back to you with the answer. Now to the exciting part, the virtual event hosted by Nikki Upshaw, Senior Vice President of Sales for Oceania, Steph Armengol, VP of Hotel Operations, and Morgan Betaliff, Senior Director of National Accounts for Oceania Cruises. Before we turn it over to Nikki and Steph, let's start with a special Heart of Service video.
You cannot be fake while you are serving to anybody. If you like somebody, it will come automatically from your heart and it will show on your face, on your eyes. So you cannot fake it.
In Nepal, we live together in one family. Whoever comes in our house, we serve them as a god. So guests for us, they are like a god.
One of our general managers wanted to surprise a couple by having them renew their vows on board. They went on a sort of reconnaissance mission. They asked them questions about their actual wedding. And there in the library, we had champagne, our team baked a cake for them. They made a difference in that couple's lives that day.
It's real because the crew is real. The people on Oceania, there are no numbers. They're our friends, they're our guests, and this is how we treat them.
And that's what makes it nice, because they care. When I come on board any of the Oceania ships, I feel like I'm coming home. I don't have to put on airs, I don't have to act any different than I normally do, and I relax.
What happens is when we see people over and over, they really become friends and family. We really have connection.
They treat you like a family member.
We feel cared for and cared about.
It doesn't matter how great your ship is, how wonderful your silverware is, what kind of artwork you hang. That's just material stuff. It's the people on board those ships that make the difference. When you're served a cup of tea on board, you're not just being served a cup of tea. It's coming with this sense of pride. And our people are true, they're real, they're genuine.
I think the greatest satisfaction that comes with the job is seeing people coming back at the end of the day and saying, thank you, that was awesome. It's not every day that you can create a memory for someone. Yeah, that's thrilling.
What I love about the Oceania Cruises family is exactly that. It's the family. That's just incredible. There's nothing like it.
It truly is about the people. And let's meet a couple of those people that make it as special at Oceania. We have Nikki and we have Steph, and then we will have Morgan at the end answering your questions. So we're going to turn this over to you, Nikki and Steph. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome. I'm Nikki Upshaw, Senior Vice President of Sales for Oceania Cruises, and I'm joined today by Steph Armengol, our Vice President of Hotel Operations. Welcome, Steph.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you for having me.
Well, we today are going to take you through, in a very short period of time, what makes Oceania different, what makes us unique. And Steph, how long have you been with us?
6 years now. Six
6
wonderful years.
Nice, very nice. Well, we'll talk with Steph throughout this whole event together. But first of all, as I said, welcome and thank you for joining us. We are so very excited that, yes, we are back. As most of you know that are with us today, well, I believe you know, the cruise industry was put in a little bit of a pause. But Oceania Cruises, our fleet, our 6-ship fleet, is sailing again. Actually, Nautica just went back to service, was it Friday?
That's correct, Friday, yeah.
On April 1st. It was not an April Fool's joke. It really, she's sailing, and we are so delighted. And as you can see here, our crew and staff is excited to be back again, well, serving and doing what they love best, which is making memorable experiences for each and every one of you. So, why we're here today is that we really want to entice you, hopefully, yes, lure you to travel with Oceania Cruises. Some of you who have joined us today have probably sailed with us. Thank you. Some of you hopefully are a little curious about Oceania, and we're going to share what makes us different. We're also going to, again, entice you with a special offer. We are extended free prepaid gratuities for a booking that you make between now and April 21st. And that's for any of our published sailings. So again, a little bit of a carrot, an incentive. Okay, so what makes us special? Well, we pride ourselves on many, many attributes of cruising and vacation experience, but there are 3. Our curated travel experiences, our small ship luxury, and our exquisitely crafted cuisine. So in our time together, we're going to touch on all 3 of these, and then your travel advisor, of course, who invited you to this event, who is eager to share with you all things Oceania, can fill in any other questions you might have. So let's start out with our, travel experiences, because at the end of the day, well, we all love to travel. We all share a passion for travel. And I think at Oceania, all of our guests, I find that one element they have in common is that they're curious travelers. They like to discover the world, not just, sit back and, be a little, let's say, sedentary. And Oceania takes you to, well, just about every continent. We have sailings that are between 7 days, and we're going to talk about it, 180 days, our around the world voyage. And it's not just about traveling to these destinations, it's how we take you there. Because we have smaller ships, we are able to afford you the opportunity of exploring without the crowds. Be able to get into, right, Steph? I mean, I think those like smaller boutique ports of call. Yes, we have some cosmopolitan cities. What's your favorite city to visit when you're sailing?
Well, to be honest with you, I was lucky to travel the world over the last 20 years. But now, right now, the places I want to visit are the places that I can do with my young family. My wife and my 2 very young daughters, and I want to see it through their eyes, experience it again. It will be a different thing, so that's what I'm looking for. The places I would love to visit are Asia, the whole continent of Asia, and French Polynesia. These are two places which were very special to me during my career, and I really want to take them there.
It is, you know, travel, believe for me, it's sometimes that sense of discovery, like exploring someplace I've never gone before. And other times, well, as I travel with my family, my little bit older than your girls, but I love to be able to reacquaint myself with a destination and then have them experience it. And they actually tend to find little experiences that I never thought of because they're seeing it from their lens, their passion point. Well, with Oceania, again, you are able to explore without crowds. And it's not just exploring without crowds, but we also pride ourselves on offering longer stays in port. We'll actually overnight more often. We'll actually stay in port longer. And that really makes a huge difference because you're able to then see a destination a little bit more like a local than a tourist. And again, most guests that come on Oceania are pretty well traveled, so they're looking to experience, well, the world in a different way. We also have incredibly curated shore experiences. So, you know, many times you might want to do your own thing and travel the world and customize through your travel advisor different, you know, unique excursions, but we offer go local tours, smaller tours, wellness tours. We also offer culinary discovery tours where you can go to a market with a chef and then, of course, maybe on Riviera and Marina, come back to the ship and go to our culinary center.
That's right. Yeah, you can go to these local markets, buy those unique products, bring them on board, and cook them.
It's you're probably an excellent chef. I'm not a very good cook, but anyway, that would be the way to do it. Someone would help me. They'd guide me on how to use these local ingredients and bring that destination to life. We also just launched Beyond Blueprints. So any of you that are interested in the behind-the-scenes story of the architectural wonders of the world, look out for those tours, and then go green. Some tours that are actually going to focus on the sustainability and ecotourism around the world. So constantly looking at ways that really develop the interests you might have when you go travel the world, and for us to create those experiences for you and with you. So let me take you through a few of our destinations. We don't have time for every single one. I mentioned we go to every continent. We have sailings from 7 to 180 days. But the Med, the beautiful Mediterranean, where we spend quite a bit of time actually in the Med with our different ships. We also spend time in Northern Europe, in the Scandinavian countries. But here is a beautiful itinerary. And, well, you mentioned, Steph, you've traveled the world and you worked on ships. So I bet you've been to all of these ports of call, haven't you?
I have. And this particular sailing is very unique. I mean, you get a chance to do 4 different countries in a very small time, and this is a beautiful, beautiful itinerary. But in addition to this, I recommend a pre or a post stay. If you start in Barcelona and stay a couple of days, there is so much to see. The Gaudi architectures, the Sagrada Familia,
yes, of course.
Las Ramblas, the local destination. I mean, this is just beautiful. And then the cruise ends in Rome. I mean, Rome. Where should we start, right?
Oh.
Vatican City takes at least a day to visit the whole Vatican City.
Yes.
The Colosseum and all these Roman sites, but also, as you said, the food, the local experience.
I agree. I think extending your cruise is a phenomenal way. And, well, with Oceania, we always say, and again, there are so many beautiful cruises and cruise companies to choose from. And everyone actually, I believe, in our industry, and I'm always proud to be part of this industry, does such a great job. But why Oceania? Well, one of the reasons you might want to sail with us is that we spend, again, more time in port. You can see here that it's comparison between another beautiful premium brand, but in those 14 days, you're spending so much more time in port. And what does that mean? It's what you just mentioned. It's being able to immerse yourself and do more, discover more, or maybe do less and just take your time. Because luxury to me is being able to relax and leisurely, in a leisurely fashion, see a destination. So for sure, that's one of the reasons to look at our destination experience. I also then want to just maybe highlight Alaska, because we actually have a beautiful Alaska season on Regatta. So a ship that's less than 650 guests, and actually it just gives you that up close and personal opportunity. And, you know, here just to highlight one of our Alaska itineraries. So whether you want to go more exotic, we obviously sail in Asia and South America, French Polynesia, But then we chose, the Med and maybe something close to home, Alaska, to just give you a flavor of Oceania. So as we move forward here, we want to just talk a little bit about, that around the world. I said 180 days, and that's another whole level of experience, right, Steph?
It's a different league of cruising, yes. The ship is the destination. You get a chance to see the whole world, but the bond between guest and crew is taken to all different levels.
Another whole level, yes. And so I mentioned earlier what differentiates us from an experience is overnight. So when you go on one of our 180-day voyages, we have numerous ports of call, cities, where we stay not just one overnight, but sometimes 2 or 3 days to give you that full immersive experience. And as you can see here, incredible value with great opportunities for value. So I know some of you are saying 180 days might not ever happen. Well, believe me, many of you probably have this on your bucket list and are thinking, okay, maybe in 2 or 3 years. So every year we have an 180-day around the world launching from January to July. So if 2024 is what works for you, terrific, talk to your travel advisor. But 2025, we're going to launch it in August of this year. So look out for that information. So let's talk a little bit about our ships. I mentioned that we have a fleet of 6 ships. 4 of our ships, the regatta class as we call them, are just under 650 guests. And then we have our Oceania class, Riviera and Marina, 2 ships at 1250. Still, as you can see here, much smaller than most ships out there. And what's the reason for this, or what's the benefit of this, is that you can get into smaller boutique ports of call. So just in the destination experience itself, sailing with fewer guests means fewer lines, if any, queues on board to do any of our experiences. When you're going off the ship to a shore excursion or just to travel, much easier on and off. So that luxury of stress-free travel. And we also then, of course, really focus on our fleet to, frankly, be a beautiful, relaxing country club casual. So again, when you come on board, you'll feel that it's quite informal, relaxed, and it's the way vacations should be.
Yeah.
But I want to spend a little bit of time. So 6 ships, but we have a new addition coming in a year, Vista. Can't wait.
She's going to be beautiful. She's going to take the Oceania product from where it is to the excellence to even better than that.
She is going to be 1,200 guests, so a little bit smaller than Riviera and Marina, just stunning. And we didn't, want to overwhelm you here with all the details, but please talk to your travel advisor, visit our website. You'll see all of the different, enhancements to Vista. And just as with our current fleet, we constantly evolve. We're constantly looking at designing better, different, and more comfortable. So the residential design will stay. The suites will be beautifully appointed. We'll have special value, when you book a suite with us. It includes butler service and really just over the top. But I always say that, yes, where you stay, right? Our ships themselves being gorgeous and well-designed and feeling comfortable and elegant, but it's really about the people. For us, we talk about the Oceania Cruises family, and I really think that's where it all begins.
Every guest sailing on Oceania, any Oceania Cruises, is a VIP. When we actually are on the Vista, we're going to take that personalized service to a different level. It's going to be just amazing. Luxury is all about choice, and we're going to give them the choice of everything they want.
Yes, and our staff, well, you worked on ships before, but I have to say that what I always feel is really unique is that genuine, I don't know, like that genuine feeling of service, of serving, of being, just.
The family feeling is anchored in our DNA, and that's going to be just so true on the Vista. We're going to take it once again a step further, and I can't wait. We are a year away. It's going to be wonderful.
I agree. So mark your calendars, April of 2023, and actually our voyages for 23 on Vista are already available, so you can be the one to sail on her inaugural season. We also, we've talked a lot about all the different types of excursions that we offer off the ship, but when you're on board, we also want to help you envision what the destination is like through our lecture series. So we have a beautiful enrichment and lecture series program on board all of our ships. And then, of course, yes, there is entertainment on board. We have wonderful string quartets and beautiful live music and production shows. So It's interesting, as much as we focus on destination, because as I shared, I think that's the passion we all have to explore the world. Yes, when you're on board, there's also wonderful ways to enrich and to entertain our guests and for you to feel looked after. Okay, I've saved, I want to say, well, not the best for last, but a big part of what makes Oceania Oceania for last, which is our focus on Epicurean excellence. And we have always been known affectionately as the cruise line for foodies. Wouldn't you agree?
The finest cuisine at sea. It doesn't get any better than that, right? So, no, we are looking forward for the new build ship and the new themes we have on board.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we launched Oceania. Actually, we're going to be celebrating our 20-year anniversary next year. And when we launched, we knew that one of the defining elements for Oceania Cruises should be the culinary aspect. So we were fortunate to be able to have Jacques Pepin join us and still with us as our executive culinary director, really sharing his passion, but his unique approach to ensuring that every single dining experience on board Oceania is special and unique. So we have different venues, and I always say it's not just about the venue, but it's the ambiance, it's the presentation, it's the way that we make you feel when you come into any of our specialty restaurants. And, well, you probably have a favorite. Which one would be your favorite specialty restaurant?
It's like asking me if I like, my son or my daughter the best. It's impossible to choose. It's, again, luxury is about choice, and we have these offerings of various restaurant concepts to our guests, which are second to none. Nobody in this industry can offer what is it we offer for that size vessels. It's impossible.
It's interesting to me, Steph, because everyone says, can it really be that good? And I think that, well, I know it comes down to the investment we make in the actual ingredients, the investment we make in our team, right? We have Michelin star trained chefs and staff, but the passion they bring to the culinary innovation, the dishes, the ambiance, the presentation, it all wraps up into just gorgeous dining experiences. And, well, back to Vista. So we're not ones ever to rest on our laurels. I think you're knowing that, hopefully by just talking with Steph and me, that what we want to do at Oceania is always raise the bar. So with Vista, that's what we're doing on the culinary aspect.
We are. Nikki, we have the brilliant culinary minds in the industry. The group of chefs we have with Jacques Pepin as a person, as a pillar to this culture is second to none. We're going to have some of the dining concepts we have on O-Class, Marina and Riviera, on Vista, but we're going to change some new ones. So we're going to keep, let me give you we're going to keep Red Ginger.
Okay, that's a favorite. Red Ginger is
Red
always
Ginger
a favorite.
is going to still be there. We're going to keep Toscana, but we're going to make it better. We're going to change the recipes, keep those recipes which are winners, which we don't want to touch, but make new recipes. We're going to keep Polo also as a steakhouse with, again, different kind of meats, better meats. And then we're going to create 2 new restaurants, one of them being called Aquamar, which is going to be our, let's say, healthy dining concept on board, which will be where, for those of you familiar with Marina and Riviera, instead of La Reserve.
Right.
This is where it will be located on board. And then we're going to have a brand new restaurant called Amber, which will be located as to where Jacques is today on the O-Class ships, down on deck 5. And this will be upscale American dining, and that is going to be just wonderful.
Yeah.
We are finalizing now all the details, the chinaware, the glassware, the table concept, the design with the architects, and that's going to be a mind-blowing experience.
Yes, and I was going to say that when I asked you before, which I know I put you on the spot about a favorite, so that's not really fair, but I will say that I personally am anticipating Aquamar Kitchen more than anything, not because I'm always healthy, but I do enjoy that there's going to be, poke bowls and organic salmon and fish, and there's going to be, build your own kind of salad and bowls and the quinoa and just a way sometimes to be super decadent on board our ships and maybe go a little bit crazy with some of the more indulgent dishes, but then, have this healthy option. I think these days everyone's looking for that balance.
Yeah, it was a wellness concept which matches together with our spa, and we thought that would be a nice way to basically trigger the next experience on Oceania Cruises. Everybody's looking for wellness,
yes.
So that component of having a spa and dining outlet together was the right thing to do. You know, we
Yes.
have a lot of appetite for that concept, so there you have it.
Yeah. And we all want to stay healthy so we can travel for a very, very, very long time. So I like it. We're helping you stay healthy and travel more. So with that, let's turn a little bit to value. So we've talked about our beautiful destinations, and again, we know that we went lightly over them, but again, please look at our itineraries online. Your travel advisor can share with you our brochures and all of the destinations we go to. Before turning to value, I should just dwell on one more destination experience, which is our grand voyages. So I talked about the Around the World 180 Days, but we have seen probably since the pandemic that many guests want to travel for 30, 40, 60, maybe 70, 80 days. And so we offer, because our itineraries rarely repeat ports, we offer unique experiences to travel without repeating many ports for that length of time. So again, maybe 180 days is a little bit too long for you, but check out our grand voyages, and those come with incredible value as well. So destination, beautiful ships, extraordinary service, and of course, dining experience like no other, an Epicurean experience like no other. But all of that is well and good. We also know that there has to be the value there. And so O-Life Choice is our program to give you, again, a customized way to experience the world. We always offer free internet. Our specialty restaurants, as we say, there's no surcharge. We offer, of course, no charge for specialty tea and coffee and bottled water, as well as then, of course, free laundrette, etc. But we also give you the opportunity with O-Life Choice to select free excursions or a free beverage package or a free shipboard credit. So you can customize based on which one of those is most appealing to you. And as I mentioned at the beginning of our time together, we are offering free prepaid gratuities by virtue of you being part of this event, being exclusively invited to this event if you make your booking before April 21st. So that's another value of easily $200 or $300 per person. And then we also wanted to share with you a little bit of a promotion that's going on as we speak. We have select sailings that are with us that are available to you in 2022 that actually offer all three of the O-Life Choice options. So you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose between the shipboard credit or the shore excursion or the beverage package. You can get all three free included on these select voyages. So again, check with your travel advisor and they'll be able to guide you as to which ones those are available on. A great, great way to experience Oceania cruises. And well, I've talked about your travel advisor, but we at Oceania Cruises know that it is really not only helpful, but I feel essential to work with someone, one of your advisors, again, the advisor that invited you here to this event today, to guide you, to be able to respond to your questions, especially even though we're getting out of all the different guidelines, we're still, in a place where different countries have different regulations and protocols. We have our own protocols that we will be following. You have to be fully vaccinated to sail on Oceania Cruises. And of course, we follow the mandates of the destinations we travel to, but your travel advisor can help guide you through all of that and also help guide you on, well, should you be in a penthouse on Oceania? Should you have the owner suite on Oceania? Which accommodation is best for you? So with that, we want to thank you for spending time with us. And I'm going to close with two questions for Steph. All right. Well, and you can ask me a question too if you'd like. But my first question is, out of everywhere you're traveling in the world, and you mentioned taking your young family to maybe Asia, but would you say you're looking forward to Southeast Asia, or is it more of, let's call it traditional, let's call it, China, etc.? Where in Asia are you eager to take them to?
Well, all over the continent, but Beijing is a place which I'm very close to. I was lucky at the beginning in my career to do an overland tour, a 3-day tour, which included the Great Wall of China, the Forbidden City, the Tiananmen Square, but also a jade museum.
Oh, wow.
Staying a couple of nights within China mainland, and that was a mind-blowing experience. And I really would like for them to visit the Great Wall of China and the Forbidden City.
Yeah.
These two places alone are just magnificent, full of history and just amazing.
The history, right, is just incredible. Yes, for sure. And, okay, so Vista, which we've talked about a little bit. And we don't want you to feel like this is overshadowing all of Oceania Cruises, because all of our ships are exquisitely beautiful. But yes, when you have a shiny new toy, that's exciting, right? But with Vista, we talked a little bit about the dining concepts for sure. But is there any other part of the ship that you're feeling this is going to be really unique?
Well, I cannot give you all the secrets now.
Oh.
If I do, then it
Oh,
won't
come
be a
on, give us a
surprise
few.
anymore. Now, what I want to make sure people are very aware is the change of the look and feel. We have brand new architects who are working on all the different suites and staterooms designs. The public areas, we are working on a brand new uniform program for every single front of the house locations on board, and that will bring, again, a little stylish, wild, country club casual feel for all guests, you know, and that will be a different thing, you know. So we're going to have more crew compared to the other ships. So personalized service, family feeling, I mean, all that good stuff that makes us so special, right? So, but as the month will go by, we will make press release with the new surprises we have reserved for the Vista. So stay tuned.
Yes, we'll keep you updated. And so with that, thank you again. Please remember, book by April 21st, and you'll receive free prepaid gratuities in addition to the embedded value in Oceania Cruises. And we truly hope that we can welcome you on board any of our beautiful ships very soon. Thank you, and be well and travel well.
Nikki and Steph, thank you so much for that great presentation. You know, just going over the ships itself, the cuisine, the value, it really does help everybody. And we have a great participation today. We'd like to introduce and welcome another team member from Oceania, Morgan Betelev, to talk more about the Vista. And also we have a video that you're going to show. And then we have many questions and answers. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Morgan.
Thank you, Janet. And I know Steph and Nikki already talked a little bit about Vista, but we would be remiss if we didn't play for you a video introducing our brand new baby. So Alexis, let's play the video.
Morgan, you know that my best friend only cruises on Oceania, and she's looking at that 2024 World Cruise, and she'll be talking to her advisor, Mary. So anyway, thank you so much. Just a few questions, or we have a lot of questions, and the ones that we don't get to, we will definitely let their travel advisors know so that they get answered. But can you tell us a brief history of Oceania?
Yes, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I saw the question come up, and our founders, Frank Del Rio and Bob Binder, who are still at the helm of NCLH, Oceania's parents company, really started Oceania Cruises. They wanted to create a cruise line that they and their family and their friends would enjoy to cruise on. A cruise line with well-crafted itineraries, small ships delivering a very high level of service, and most importantly, because they are foodies, the best food you can find. Truly, they wanted to create a home away from home for themselves and at a great value. This is really how Oceania came about. And at the time, there was only available the all-inclusive, very luxury lines that were more formal and with a high price point. And then came the premium lines with larger ships and little inclusions. So Oceania found a niche in between these two, offering you, your world, your way, a true home away from home.
Thanks, Morgan. And then another question is, we know that it's ever changing, but can you give us kind of a summary of what the current health and safety protocol is on board the ships?
I can tell you what is happening as of today, but it might be different an hour from now. So I tell everyone that asks me about safety and protocols that the best resource to always stay updated is to go onto our website at oceaniacruises.com/health. That being said, recently the CDC relaxed the mask mandate on board. So we are no longer requiring masks on board, but that will vary depending on the regions that we visit. So if we're cruising and one of the countries or port that we visit has a mask mandate, then we will have to enforce the mask mandate. That being said, we are a cruise line that want to make sure that the places that we go to, our guests, our crew, and the places we visit are safe and continue to be safe for everyone. So that's the reason we require all guests to be 100% vaccinated. So everyone that comes on board Oceania Cruises is required to be 100% vaccinated. In addition to that, we create a very, very strong plan with multi-layered technologies and multi-layered strategies to keep everyone healthy on board. If you would like to find out more, there's 24 pages on our website about all the detailed plan and everything that we do to ensure that we offer a safe cruise experience. But again, it is a fluid situation and we are adapting based on the CDC requirement and the places we visit.
Thank you. Also, talk about solo travelers. You know, does Oceania have solo rates? I know the travel advisor as well can help out, but if you could maybe kind of give us an overview on your.
Well, you could not be more timely, Janet. I'll tell you that because we've always had solo traveler discounted fare, which would be 150% of the double occupancy price. That means the solo traveler would have to pay kind of 50% of the second passenger that is not traveling. And that would be available only on an ad hoc basis, select sailing, select categories. Now comes Vista. On Vista, we have a solo category stateroom that's just been added, and it's a veranda stateroom. So those cabins are specifically fared on Vista for solo travelers. In addition to that, we announced earlier this week that we are transforming all of our inside staterooms, about 56 staterooms on our regatta class vessels, to become solo traveler staterooms by the end of the year, by October 1 to be exact. All 4 regatta class vessels will be transformed, making those inside staterooms solo traveler staterooms fared for solo travelers.
Great question. Great timing on that question.
Absolutely.
Is the crew on board all fully vaccinated as well?
Absolutely. Crew, guests, everyone that steps on board has to be fully vaccinated.
Alaska. Talk about Oceania and Alaska, and we believe you have a family program as well. There.
Absolutely. That's a great question. What's really interesting about Alaska is, guests that have cruised with Oceania, we always say 50% of our guests are past guests, and 25% of them will rebook on board, proving that they're having really the time of their life. Now, for a guest that has never cruised or never cruised with Oceania, we found that the Alaska itinerary is often a first time choice, because guests are finding an itinerary that they really like, and they come on Oceania to experience that itinerary being Alaska. And then they keep on coming back and become part of the Oceania family for forever. You did mention also the Alaska program for kids, and actually the only itineraries where we have a kids program. And by kids program, I mean tweens, what is called tweens, or very young teenager, not necessarily not young children, that would allow them to really understand and immerse themselves about the fauna and the flora of when visiting Alaska. So great itinerary also for young families.
Great, thanks, Morgan. And just a couple other things. There will be a follow-up. So we have a few questions about the event special booked by April 21st, between now and April 21st. So they'll have all the details. Their travel advisors can help them as well. But is there anything like a takeaway or something else that you'd like to highlight before we close today with a very special thank you?
Thank you, Janet. Well, what I'd like to say, it doesn't matter which itinerary you choose and which ship you go on. You are on for a treat when you cruise with Oceania Cruises. It is just such a wonderful experience. And for us not having the opportunity to go back on board our beloved ships for almost 2 years because of the COVID hiatus, I cannot tell you, I am booked myself on an Alaska cruise to go on May 25, and I just cannot wait to be pampered on board, to relish on the delicious food that are offered, and just enjoy the beautiful scenery that Alaska will be. So again, you cannot make a mistake when you'll just keep on coming back. I know it. So if you haven't cruised on Oceania, just make your first booking, and then you'll keep on coming back. And your travel advisor is the right person to give you all the details about Oceania Cruises, the amenities and the special offers that are going on right now.
Thank you so much. I mean, you deliver, you have such a unique experience. I'm partial to small ship cruising. Obviously, my best friend, they book and they've been, they've been kind of landlocked for the last couple of years. And so they are like, we're going to go on a longer cruise. So
you bring a very good point. We find that our guests are booking longer cruises right now. I know Nikki and Steph mentioned a bit earlier about the around the world, that is 180 days, but also our grand voyages that are 82 days, 72 days, anything from 14 days and above. Guests are, because of the cabin fever, not being able to travel so much for the past 2 years, are going for longer voyages. It is really exciting to see.
It is. And all of your itineraries you talked about. And with that, I know we have more questions. We will definitely answer them. We'll reach out to the travel advisor. But Nikki, Steph, Morgan, just thank you so much, because it really is the people on board, but also the people behind the scenes that make Oceania so special. And the guests come back time and time again, new guests, repeat guests. But thank you so much for your time, for putting together a great presentation, and we forever thank you. So for everyone today, be safe, be healthy, travel, because travel is back. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.